Okay, good evening, everyone. So let's start by revising what we discussed in previous session. So in previous session, we discussed about Wi-Fi security, what is Wi-Fi and what does Wi-Fi stand for, and why it is important to have secure Wi-Fi networks in our household. So Wi-Fi is basically wireless fidelity, and it stands for the basically the network we use in our houses, the connection that we had in our mobile phones or any electronic device that we connect to use internet is basically Wi-Fi network. After that, we discussed about how many types of Wi-Fi networks are there. We discussed about home Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, school Wi-Fi, and offices. Then we discussed about common Wi-Fi vulnerabilities, open or unsecured networks, weak passwords, outdated router firmware, no encryption, poor router placement. Then we discussed about what are the public Wi-Fi hidden dangers that like lack of encryption, no user authentication, anyone can connect, risk of man-in-the-middle attack, data interception, fake hotspots, malware injection. So these are the public Wi-Fi dangers that we discussed about. After that, we discussed about how can we be safe on public Wi-Fi networks. We can use a VPN, avoid accessing our sensitive information like banking accounts or government credentials, or if we have like our government accounts. So these kind of accounts we must not access, or we must avoid accessing those on public network. Disable auto connect to open networks. We must disable auto connect on open networks. That is a setting that is enabled on our devices, so we must disable it so that our device does not automatically connect to open networks. And then we must prefer mobile data over public Wi-Fi. Always log out from services. After that, we discussed about how password managers can simplify our life, and then we discussed about how many password managers are there that we can use and generate a strong password securely. After that, we discussed about how many components are there in a home network, like router, SSID, encryption protocols, and what are the risks that are there if we left it unprotected. So bandwidth theft can be occurred, or personal data leakage, access to smart home devices. So these are the risks that might be there if we left it unprotected. Now, what are the steps that we can secure our home network? We can change the default admin username and password, enable WPA3 if WPA2, enable WPA3 or WPA2. If WPA3 is not available, then enable WPA2. Disable WPS. Regularly update router firmware. Use a strong Wi-Fi password. Hide SSID needed not needed for guests. After that, we discussed about guest network, and then router placement and physical security. What are the parental controls and device monitoring uh, technologies that are present? Then we discuss about what are the tools and apps that we can use for Wi-Fi security. After that, we discussed about key security concepts, which was understand the essential components of cybersecurity infrastructure, learn about critical cybersecurity technologies, antivirus, firewalls, and encryption, explore advanced concepts like steganography and computer forensics. After that, we discussed about what is an antivirus. Basically, antivirus is a program designed to detect, prevent, and remove malware. And then, what are the key functions of an antivirus? Scan files and programs, identifies and removes viruses, worms, and trojans, provides real-time protection. Then we also get to know about what are the examples of antiviruses like Norton, McAfee, Bitdefender, Avast, and what are the best practices that we must do for making us more secure. Like keeping an antivirus updated, schedule regular scans, avoid downloading unknown attachments. So these are the things that we must do, and we must keep in mind. Now, after that, we understand about what is a firewall. Firewall basically is a network security device that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic. Then we also get to know about or discussed about hardware firewall and software firewall. These are two types of firewalls that are present. Hardware firewall is router based, and software firewall is installed on devices. Function of firewall is to block unauthorized access, create a barrier between secure internal network and untrusted external network. So basically, it is the primary defense for your network, which is present on your network, which creates a barrier from the untrusted external network and secure internal network. Now, what are the best practices of using a firewall? Enable firewall on all devices so that the data that is going out of your device must be checked before it is going out, and regularly update the firewall settings. After that, we discussed about what is encryption. Encryption is a method of converting information into a secret code to prevent unauthorized access. Then there are two types of encryption also, symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric is basically same key for encryption and decryption. Asymmetric is public key and private key. For encryption, we have private keys, and for decryption, we have public keys. Now, what are the applications of encryption? Secure communication, and then online transactions, data storage security, like the password store in the password managers, uh, are stored using this encryption technology so that it cannot be read by the database administrator, or if the database got breached, it is not accessible to the hackers. Now, what is the importance of encryption? Protects sensitive data, maintains confidentiality and integrity. After that, we discussed about steganography, which is the practice of hiding messages within other or within other non-secret text or media. Basically, it is embedding the text in images or concealing audio files, concealing files within audio, hiding messages in video streams. So this is steganography. Now, what are the use cases of steganography? It can be used for covert communications, watermarking for copyright protection. It can be misused for malicious purposes, but basically it is used for covert communication and watermarking for copyright protection. After that, we discussed about what is computer forensics. Computer forensics is the application of investigation and analysis technique to gather and preserve evidence from a computer system. So it involves identifying digital evidence, preserving the evidence integrity, analyzing the evidence, presenting the final findings in legal proceedings, which can lead you or which can tell you that yes, you were hacked. So this is the main uh, importance of cyber forensics. Now, what are the tools used for cyber forensics? Were NCASE, FTK, like forensic toolkits, and autopsy. So this is what we discussed in previous session. So for today's session, we will be discussing about mobile security or mobile device security. Can anyone tell me why it is important to have or what why it is important to have mobile security? Yes, Priyank. Yes, Priyank. Priyank, you're muted.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you're now audible.
Yes, sir. We have to secure our mobile devices because we are currently using them as our primary devices, and almost all of our accounts are logged into our mobiles, which is what the usual scenario is. And if the mobiles are not secure and we have uh, compromised our mobile security network, then it is really easy to gather as much as possible data on us by hacking our mobiles. So it is advised to have a mobiles secured.
Yes, exactly. Everyone is having their primary device as their mobile device. They uh, they process a lot of data through their device, which is mobile device. They take calls. They have their WhatsApp messages. They have their all their images, their password store on their mobile device. So it is very important to have mobile device security. In today's module, we will be discussing all about mobile device security. Now, why does mobile security matters? Mobile phones store sensitive personal, financial, and professional data. Mobile threats are rapidly increasing, like malware, phishing, and hacking. So it is very important that we secure our mobile devices. Now, some common mobile threats are malware and spyware, phishing attacks via SMS or apps, unsecured Wi-Fi networks, loss or theft of devices, unauthorized access to apps and accounts. Now, in today's world, the applications are going or moving towards more secure and more authentication so that the users cannot bypass the authentication and get the credentials. Even if they have the credentials, they might not be able to log in. So that but in previous years, what happened was hackers can reverse engineer the applications and change the servers or the links that are present on the application that the application communicate with. They can change it and then set it to their custom servers so that the data that is going through the application will be going through their servers. But in nowadays, in today's technologies has been advanced so that there is very less reverse engineering possible. So that is why it is advised to have a secure mobile device or secure our mobile devices. Now, malwares and spywares are very common in mobile, as most of us don't have antivirus softwares on our mobiles. We think that mobile devices are secure and we do not need any antivirus for our mobile devices, but they are completely wrong. We are connected to internet 24/7. We visit online sites and they have glitchy pop-ups, and we sometimes click on buttons that we should not. So what happens is they automatically downloaded some files on our devices which should not be there. So what happens is antivirus protects us from these files. Those files are either malware or spywares. Phishing attacks via SMS or apps. You might be receiving a lot of SMS on your mobile devices. Some of them might be phishing attacks, or they might be targeting you to get your credentials from you. So we must be aware and we must think before clicking on those SMS. And we even if we see those SMS, we must not interact with the link or the number that is present over there. Now, unsecured Wi-Fi network attacks. Our mobile devices usually come with enabled for open to connect to open networks. We must disable it, as there are unsecured open Wi-Fi networks that are available or that are present in the environment, which our devices connect to automatically. So we must disable it. Lost or theft of devices. Even if our devices are lost or someone might have stolen our device, our the data that is present on our device must be safe. So that is why we also need to secure our mobile devices. Unauthorized access to apps and accounts. We must be able to revoke the unauthorized access that have been or that might have mistakenly been gained access by some malicious purposes. So we must secure our mobile devices so that we can revoke the unauthorized access to our apps and accounts. Now, mobile safety settings. We always must use a screen lock, always use a PIN, password, fingerprint, or face unlock, or any kind of a screen lock that will prevent your device from opening just by clicking a power button or waking it up from a sleep mode. So we must use a screen lock in our mobile devices. Auto lock. Set a short auto lock time, example 30 seconds to 1 minute, so that if even if it is left idle, it will go to sleep mode and it will lock itself after 30 seconds or a 1 minute time. So it will help us secure our devices. Even if we left our device somewhere and it is left idle for more than a minute, it will lock itself and no one will be able to access the data that is present on the device. Now, OS updates. Regularly update your phone's operating system as they send the patch updates or the vulnerabilities that are present in the software. They are patching it regularly, so you might be getting updates regularly. In 3 to 4 months or 6 to 8 months, they are patching the security vulnerabilities that are present on the software or on your device that might be exploited to gain access to your data. So we must update the operating system in our devices. App permissions. Give apps only necessary permissions. Always be mindful of what the app is asking permissions from you. You might have seen that whenever you download an application and you open it for the first time, it asks for your permissions to access a lot of data. Like it will ask you to access your gallery, your camera, your microphone, and your phone book, your contacts. It will ask you to make a phone call and something. All these permissions we must look into it, like what is the application's primary purpose, and is it valid, or it is right to give these permissions to that application or access this specific kind of data. So we must keep in mind that what is the primary function of the application that we have downloaded, and after that we must provide the necessary permission that is required for the application. Enable find my device on your phones in the settings, which will allow, like Google Find My Device and Apple Find My iPhone, which will allow your device to be tracked even if it is stolen or left at somewhere. So you must enable these features, and we must be mindful of the permission that we are providing. We must update the operating system of our devices and set a screen lock time of 30 seconds to 1 minute. So these are the safety settings that we must keep in mind while using our mobile devices. Now, location settings. You might have seen that a lot of your applications access your location. It is not necessary that they access your location all the time. So you can choose the option of allowing it all the time, or allow it once, or allow it when you are using the application. So we be mindful of the location settings that is enabled on your applications or on your device. Disable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not in use. We must disable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not in use, as there are some several attacks that are present in today's world that can get connected to your devices and steal your data. So you must disable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not in use. Secure backups. Always backup data using secure cloud services, even if so it is not for like we can say it is kind of fail safe for your data, that will allow you to access your data if your device is lost or it is stolen, so that you can access your data and your data is not lost. So backup your data, always backup your data using secure cloud services. App store safety. Download apps only from official stores like Google Play Store and App Store, because downloading a patched software from website, or the app that is not available on Play Store, might you might be downloading a malware into your device without you even not knowing it, because the some versions of the applications are reverse engineered in such a way that they will extract the data from you, or they might be able to access your device through a backdoor. So we must download the apps from official stores only. Security apps for mobile protection. As we were discussing, or as I said, that most of us don't have antivirus apps on our devices. We must use an antivirus app for mobile devices as well, because there are several threats that are present on our mobile devices. So what are the apps that we might, or that we suggest you or advise you to download on your device? Avast Mobile Security, Norton Mobile Security, Bitdefender Mobile Security. These are some antivirus apps that you can install on your devices. Now, secure browsers. You can use DuckDuckGo browser or Firefox Focus on your mobile devices. These browsers does not track you, and these also blocks the annoying pop-ups on the websites that are present on the websites. So these browsers will protect you from annoying pop-ups, or prevent you from, or save you from misclicking on the pop-ups. Now we can use password managers, LastPass and Bitwarden. In previous session, we also I also demonstrated how you can create an account on Bitwarden, and you can start using it, as it is open source and it is secure. So in last session, in last module, we discussed about it. So you can use LastPass or Bitwarden password managers. VPN apps, you can use Proton VPN and NordVPN from their free tier that they provide while using public networks. Now, best practices for mobile protection. Never root or jailbreak your device if you are not looking to experiment with your device, or if it is your primary device. Never root or jailbreak your device. It might lead to misbehave, or it might misbehave, or you might download some kind of malware into it and you won't be able to remove it. So never root or jailbreak your device. Use strong unique password for your apps and accounts. You must use strong and unique password for your apps and accounts, as because cracking a strong and unique password is very difficult. Avoid clicking on suspicious links that are sent to you on SMS, WhatsApp, or emails. Now, WhatsApp has also a feature of business account which send you a lot of messages. So some of these messages might be a phishing link. So you must be mindful of what what link you are clicking. So you must avoid clicking on suspicious link, and always check if it is a shortened link. If it is a shortened link, you can go to the Google and search for the link, which will tell you where it is redirecting you towards, and then you can decide whether to go on that link, or you can avoid going uh, on that website. Regularly check app permissions and delete unused app. You must check for the app permissions that you have provided to the application, and delete unused app. What happens most of the times, the hacker won't access your device. It will maintain a low profile. So you might not know that what application is using your data or is present, that might lead access to or might lead to unauthorized access to someone else. So we must regularly check app permissions and delete unused app. Be cautious while connecting to public Wi-Fi. Use VPN. We have discussed about this point in from last 2 to 3 modules. Like we must be cautious when connecting to public Wi-Fi. We must use a VPN before connecting to a public Wi-Fi or after connecting to a public Wi-Fi, and using it in our devices. Enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. We are using a lot of applications in today's world, and we must enable two-factor authentication wherever it is possible, as it provides extra layer of security on our accounts and also on our devices. So we must enable two-factor authentication on our devices. Turn off auto connect for Wi-Fi. As we discussed earlier, we must turn this off, auto connect, for open Wi-Fi networks, as it will connect to an open public network and you won't even get to know about it. So we must disconnect or disable this auto connect for Wi-Fi in our mobile devices. Use encrypted messaging apps, example Signal and WhatsApp. Using encrypted messaging apps is advised because what Signal and WhatsApp does is it is end-to-end encrypted. So even if the message is sent from your device and it is intercepted in between, the person who has intercepted the message won't be able to read it, as it is encrypted, and it will be decrypted on the destination only, because on the destination they have the specific key that will decrypt the message. So it is advised to use encrypted messaging apps such as Signal and WhatsApp. Review bank and online shopping app settings regularly. We must review the bank and online shopping app settings regularly, as people might have got access to your details, and they might have social engineered the bank or the shopping app to adjust the settings so that they can access your account or access your device. So we must review bank and online shopping app settings regularly. Or you might have forgotten the settings that you have made for just one transaction, and you might have forgotten after the transaction that you have to revert back to the default settings. So we must review bank and online shopping app settings regularly. Physically protect the phone. Avoid covers, screen protectors, as the devices have like processors that might get heat up in summers, and the screens are also mm, emit blue light. So we must avoid using these things. Uh, we must use covers and screen protectors. Yes. Okay. So root and jailbreak. For root and jailbreak, what happens is when we buy the device, it won't allow us to install something else other than the operating system that is present on the device. For example, I bought an Android phone, so I can download Android applications on the device. I can surf internet. I can download applications and use them. I can click photos, but I won't be able to access how it is managing the memory, or how it is loading the screen when I first start up or boot the device, or when I restart it, it shows the company's logo. It won't allow me to change those things. So basically, getting root access is getting the complete access to the device's settings and device's memory. Whatever it is restricted for the system files, I can also access them and delete them. So that is what is known as root or jailbreak. Getting the complete access of the device, I can manage how I want to manage the memory or the RAM on the device. So basically, that is what is known as getting root access. Yes. So we must physically protect the device. Use We must use covers and we must use screen protectors for our devices. What to do if our phone is lost or stolen? Immediately lock the device remotely from Find My Device so that the data on our device is secure and no one would be able to get the data out of the device. Erase sensitive data remotely if unrecoverable. We can erase the sensitive data on the device remotely from Find My Device if the device is unrecoverable. Report to telecom service provider to block the SIM. File an FIR if necessary, especially for stolen devices. If your device is stolen, we must immediately lock the device remotely from Find My Device. Erase sensitive data remotely if the device is unrecoverable. Report to telecom service provider to block the SIM, as someone might use the SIM in another device and perform malicious activities, which will trace back to you. So we must do this and report the telecom service provider to block the SIM. File an FIR if your device is stolen. We must file an FIR, first information report, and report it to necessary authorities if our devices are stolen. A real world mobile security incident. Brief exam. For example, what I had a device or a mobile device. What happened is I was trying to download a mobile game. It was in 2016, I guess. I bought a new device and I tried downloading a new game on that device. So what I did, I instead of going on Play Store, I downloaded it from somewhere else. So what happened is, with that application, I downloaded an adware. So after that, after downloading that adware, I installed the in excitement. I installed the game. I thought that it was a game, so I installed the APK application package onto the device. So what happened is, after installation, it started showing me annoying pop-ups. So adwares were shows pop-ups. So it keep showing me pop-up when I close one, it's open another one, and there's no delay. It just made so difficult to use that device afterward. I tried to reset it, but resetting the device didn't also work. I have to just replace the device and I buy a new one. So this is how things can get out of hand if we download something from other websites. Now, key before we discuss key takeaways and have an interactive quiz, let's discuss about today's assignment. For today's assignment, we have conduct a risk assessment for smartphone use in teenagers and propose a mobile security policy for school environment. Here, you can submit the assignment over here on this URL, or you can scan this QR code to submit the assignment. So this is the second last assignment. Tomorrow's assignment will be the last assignment. So upload this assignment and then close the form, because when you submit tomorrow's assignment, you will be able to submit the form, as it requires all the 10 modules assignment to submit the form. So before we go to the quiz, as we are discussing the assignments, let me show you previous two assignments as well. Wait. So presenting, and then is my screen visible? Yes. So this is the module 8 assignment. I'll quickly show you the module 7 assignment also. Yeah. So Module 7. Module 7. So, module 8's assignment was write an explainer blog post or article for 4 to 500 words on how encryption and authentication work together in a secure communication. You can upload the assignment on the same link. Here is the QR code which you can scan, and here is the Google Form link. And the module 7 assignment is this one. Wait, I'll share my screen again. Yes. So this is the module 7 assignment. Compare three popular password managers, Bitwarden, LastPass, and OnePassword in a table with features, security, and cost.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now we'll move on to the quiz for today's module. So, which is the safest way to download mobile applications? Yes, Gauri.
From any authorized app store, like for Android, it can be Play Store.
Yes, exactly. Now, what should you do immediately if your mobile phone is lost? Yes, Gauri.
Delete all the sensitive data remotely, or file an FIR if it is still untraceable, and um,
Report to telecom service provider to
yes,
block the SIM card.
yes.
And which is not a good mobile security practice? Yes, Priyank. Priyank, you are muted. Priyank, we can't hear you if you are saying something. So, not a good mobile security practice is not having antivirus softwares on our device, and not having mobile antivirus software on our mobile phones, and not using VPNs while connecting to public networks, and not having a screen lock on the device. So these are the practices which is not a good practice for a mobile security purpose. Now moving on to our next question. What are the primary reasons mobile security is considered essential today? Yes, Gauri.
Mobile device is one of those devices which is like extremely important and contains the most important and sensitive information of a person, because it is easily portable, and many people prefer to carry mobile phones instead of laptops.
Yes.
So if in case the mobile device gets compromised and the data gets leaked, it would harm the person who owns the mobile.
Yes, exactly. So, mobile device security is important and it is essential because there are most of people in today's world use mobile devices their primary device. They have sensitive information like banking information and their accounts information on the mobile device itself, and they might have also stored some passwords on the device. They have their images stored on the device, so it is very crucial to have a secure mobile device or mobile device security. What are common threats that can compromise a mobile device security? Yes, Gauri.
Malware and spyware attacks, phishing attacks, loss or theft of device, um, unauthorized access to device,
Mhm.
and uh, unsecure
Wi-Fi networks.
connection.
Yes. So common threats can be malware and spyware, phishing attacks via SMS or apps, unsecured Wi-Fi network, loss or theft of device, or unauthorized access to apps and accounts. So these are the major common threats that can compromise a mobile device. Now, according to the general safety settings, what is the recommended duration for a phone's auto lock? What duration of a time that we must set for phone to auto lock itself when it is left idle? Yes, Gauri.
30 seconds to 1 minute.
Yes, exactly. 30 seconds to 1 minute is the time or preferred time that we must set in our device so that it auto locks itself. From which sources should mobile applications be downloaded to ensure safety? We must download applications from a authorized platform such as Google Play Store or an App Store in Apple devices. What actions should be taken immediately if a mobile device is lost or stolen? Yes, Gauri.
Filing an FIR, reporting to the telecom company to block the SIM, and deleting the sensitive data.
Yes. So we must delete the sensitive data, lock the device remotely, file an FIR if it is stolen, and report the telecom service provider to block the SIM. Now, what are some examples of secure browsers and antivirus apps for mobile protection? What are some examples of secure browsers and antivirus apps for mobile protection? Some examples of secure browsers and antivirus apps are antivirus apps. We have Avast Mobile Security, Norton Mobile Security, Bitdefender Mobile Security. In secure browsers, we have DuckDuckGo browser and Firefox Focus. So these are the examples of secure browsers and antivirus apps. Now, why it is recommended to avoid rooting or jailbreaking a mobile device? Why is it recommended to avoid rooting or jailbreaking a mobile device? So why it is recommended to avoid rooting or jailbreaking a mobile device is because jailbreaking or rooting your device allows complete control to the device, and if your device got compromised in the root or jailbreaking state, the hacker or the unauthorized access the person who has gained will have the access control complete control of your device to them. And after rooting your device, you have to be very cautious of downloading the applications, and accessing the internet can be a very tedious task. You don't know what kind of application or what kind of file is downloaded to your device. So that is why it is important, or it is advised to avoid rooting or jailbreaking a mobile device. What are the best practices for managing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity to enhance security? What are the best practices for managing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity to enhance security? The best practices for managing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity to enhance security is turning off the auto connect on open network and disabling Bluetooth when not in use. So these are the best practices for managing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity to enhance security. As if we disable the auto connect on open networks, it will avoid and will stop connecting to open networks that might create a security risk. And also turning off the Bluetooth when not in use will also avoid a security risk. What should a user do regarding app permissions and unused applications on their device? What should a user do regarding app permissions and unused applications on their device?
Sir,
Yes.
uh, we shall delete the unused apps and we shall not give unnecessary app permissions such as location permissions to a chatbot or photo permission to some game. So we shall always read what permission the application is asking, and we shall assess if the application actually needs such kind of permission or is it trying to compromise your security.
Yes, exactly. We must be mindful of the app permissions that we have provided. We must regularly check through devices of what the app permission that we have allowed to the application, and we must check for the unused applications that present on our device. Some malicious applications might be present on our device, maintaining a low profile that might lead to unauthorized access in our devices. Now, moving on to our next question. What are some of the advanced security measures such as 2FA and encryption suggested in the document?
Advanced security measures which are suggested are using VPNs while using a public network, having secure browsers such as Firefox Focus, and it is actually necessary to use an antivirus on your phone so that you can defend all that important data which you have logged in on your primary device.
Yes, exactly. Having an antivirus, using secure browsers, using a VPN, and having password managers on our devices. So these are some advanced security measures such as 2FA and encryption that was suggested in the document. Now moving on to a situation-based questions. Now you are waiting at an airport and see a free open Wi-Fi network. You need to check your bank balance. What is the safest way to proceed according to the safe practices? You are waiting at an airport and
Yes.
you see an open free Wi-Fi network, and you need to check your bank balance. What is the safest way to proceed in this situation? Yes, Priyank.
The safest way is that if you can avoid, please don't check your bank balance because uh, the open Wi-Fi is actually a compromised gateway for the data to leak. And If you currently have a SIM which has the balance in it, then you shall use your mobile data, and you shall not run behind the free Wi-Fi which is being given access to you.
Exactly. We must check our bank balance through our mobile data if it is present. If it is not present, we must avoid using a public Wi-Fi. And if basically we must avoid, and if it is very very necessary that we must check our bank balance, then we must use a VPN after connecting to the Wi-Fi network so that the data leaving our device is encrypted. Now moving to our next question or next situation. You realize your smartphone is missing after a commute. What are the first three steps you should take immediately to secure your data and phone? Yes, Gauri.
File an FIR to report the lost phone,
Hmm.
delete all the sensitive data remotely,
Hmm.
and call the telecom company to block the SIM.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes what happens is Find My Device can actually trace your device where it is. So you can search for it as well. And the three mentioned or 4 points that are mentioned by Gauri are sufficient enough steps to be taken after we realize that our phone is missing or it is stolen. A new photo editing app is trending, but it's only available to download from a third party website, link shared on social media. What should you do? Yes, Priyank?
We shall wait for the for the application to come on the app stores, and we should check if the website which is providing the download for the app is secure or not, and if it is not an unsafe extension for the file, as if it is not an .exe file or a .vbs file. We shall not usually download such apps which are not present on the app store and are being downloaded from some third party website.
Yes, exactly. We must not download any such application from a third party website. Even if we are downloading it, we must check for the reviews and the unsafe side of the application that might be present over there or that they are trying to hide. So we must download the application from official stores or official platforms such as Google Play Store or App Store. No. While installing a new calculator app, it asks for permission to access your contacts and location. Based on best practices, how should you handle this request? A calculator app trying to access your contacts and location. Is it necessary that a calculator app must have access to your contacts and location? Yes, Priyank.
The calculator app does not need any access to the contacts because
And
it's doing mathematical calculations and not actually calling people for us. So we shall avoid giving it access to the contact.
contacts.
And if it does not function without the access to contact, then we shall probably install any other calculator app.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Gauri.
I was also answering the same that it does not need any contacts and location.
Yes, exactly. It does not require any information about our contacts and location. So we must not allow these permissions to the to an calculator app. And even if it is possible that we can change the application, we must uninstall it and install another calculator application. You want to ensure that even if someone physically grabs your phone while you're using it, they can't access it for long. What specific setting should you adjust? Yes, Priyank.
The auto lock settings are necessary in this situation. We shall set the auto lock for 30 seconds or so that the device is not actually open for a longer period of time. And if
Hmm.
somebody is trying to grab the phone, then we at some period of time had the time to press the power button. So we should press the power button. So the device is automatically locked.
Yes. Yes, Gauri. Gauri, you are muted.
I also wanted to say the same.
Yes, you both are correct. We must set an auto lock time for 30 seconds to 1 minute. And even if someone snatches our phone from our hand, it will lock itself after 30 seconds. So we must set these settings in our device. Now, moving on to our next question. You receive a WhatsApp message from an unknown number with a link claiming you have won a gift card. What mobile threat does this represent and how you should respond? Someone, yes, Priyank.
This represents the threat of flashy ads. It may contain a malware or an adware behind it, or it might also be a phishing attempt. So we shall not proceed with any kind of response, and we shall ignore it or block the sender.
Yes, exactly. We must not interact with the link or the message that is sent to us on a WhatsApp that it is that we have won a gift card. So we must avoid interacting with such kind of messages. Now moving on to our next question. A friend suggests rooting or jailbreaking your phone to get prepaid apps. Why is it discouraged in the security guidelines? A friend suggests you rooting or jailbreaking your phone will get you paid apps for free. Why this is discouraged in security guidelines? Yes, Priyank.
Rooting or jailbreaking allows full access to your phone, so it is actually good for you. You can get full access, but in case the device gets stolen, it can be a mess. And if there is a malware, it can be a mess because it will access all the files, even those which are locked by the creator of the phone, the uh, company which we purchased it from.
Yes, exactly. It is not advised because it will get the complete access to your device and the complete control of your device, and it will allow the hacker to install malicious files and maintain a low profile even after you uh, use an antivirus and remove those files. So it is not suggested to root or jailbreak your device. You have several apps on your phone that you haven't opened in 6 months. What is this recommended security maintenance for these applications? Yes, Priyank?
We shall check if these apps are actually being used. Are they important apps such as banking apps, or are they just apps which we didn't know we installed? We shall usually delete such apps because they are the best spot for malwares to hide at.
Yes. Yes, Gauri? Would you like to add? Okay, so Priyank, you are correct. We must check if the app is necessary or it is just taking space or it is maintaining a low profile. So we must check our devices and remove the applications which we don't use or we haven't opened in 6 months. Now moving on to our next question and our last question. You are setting up a new professional account on a mobile device. Besides a strong password, what additional security feature should you enable to protect that account? Yes, Priyank.
We shall install a good antivirus, which is actually good. We shall ensure that we have secure browsers on our device, and we should also ensure that we have a good Wi-Fi or mobile data service provider, because we don't want the data to get compromised easily, because it's some good good amount of data which can be dangerous if it's given access to some malicious software.
Yes, exactly. We must install an antivirus. We must have a password manager and secure browsers. We also must enable two-factor authentication on that account that we are setting up in a new device. So these are some things that we must do while we are setting a new account or a professional account on our new mobile device. Now we have reached the end of our module. So what we have learned in this module is mobile security is data security. A secure mobile device protects you, your identity, and your privacy. Stay alert, stay updated, and stay safe. Thank you so much, guys, for joining this today's module. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good day, sir.
Have a good day too.